Hello there, internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and Union Raid is finally open. So if you guys have cleared already, hard mode it's available. Oh, not here, wrong button. Hard mode it's available already to be testing characters. And so I want to go a little bit over my tests with EH on this boss and also on Museum, because we can do a quick run to showcase her on Modernia. I already did runs here on Material H. I was running with multiple wind characters. Obviously, this team is just the standard basic beach wind team you will see, every single day, which is this one. Maybe not with Velvet and something else, but it's the usual team. And so this team setup is not the best for all of these characters. But I've been putting the extra DPS on Liberalio's place, okay? So that's also something to take into consideration, because this is not the best team for Asuka. This is not the best team even for EH or Sakura or Mana, but still, we've been using her here. So, that said, let's go into Museum, and then I'll show you guys the test we've been doing on also Material H for this full showcase video, or whatever you wanna call them, with some nice music on the background. So let's jump directly into Solo Raid Museum, everyone's favorite game mode. By the way, someone actually finally went and did it, this guy. So he was never first and he got tired and he was like, yeah, look how I can get this first spot right here. I don't want to do it, bro. Like, I don't want to do Solo Raid Museum. The actual no limit game mode feels so fucking boring. That's it. We're gonna be doing some Modernia. We were doing this yesterday on stream, and I want to be running the same team that I was running on the Union Raid hard mode. I already have some of the tests to go through whenever we finish right here, okay? And we're gonna be going first into Museum. So let's jump directly into this amazing full showcase. Also, look at this. Look at these teams back in the day. No, this is disgusting, bro. This is disgusting. Snow White. I use a Snow White. I can't believe that, actually. I can't believe that I actually use a Snow White on a team. With D and Guilty. That's actually crazy. Bunnies with Dorothy. Nice. Nice Doro last bullet, right? 2B with Mast, the OG last bullet, max HP team. Rapunzel's for the hill to be a pussy. And then Tia Naga already there with Alice Maxwell. Damn. The old days. Honestly, life was simpler back in the day. Let's jump directly into this. Leave a like, subscribe, come to the channel, and let's do a quick run right here. I'm gonna be running Bastion, and everyone else, well, Resilience or Bastion, the usual, okay? Nothing else interesting. I am leveling up a couple extra cubes right now at the moment, but I don't have enough batteries. I'm interested in leveling up Distraction. I'm interested in leveling up Rapture Cube, both of them. I already did level up Piercing to 14, right? This is my third cube that I actually take high enough with the Resilience and Bastion, but I don't have batteries. I wish we had more batteries. Pierce is pretty nice. We have plenty of characters that can take advantage of this. But when it comes to the other ones, I'm interested, but just, we are fucking poor, bro. Fucking poor. I haven't changed anything on my EH. She's still 4-4-10. Haven't changed anything on her gear. Overload level 0, 4 elemental lines, 1 attack, 1 max ammo. So, let's jump directly into Modernia. This Modernia is pretty simple if you guys haven't done it, honestly. Even if you want to be doing the no limit one, as long as you have some decent characters, you should be able to get a nice score. Obviously, competing with Wells is it's impossible. No limit is still only a game mode for people to showcase how strong they are. Nothing else. It's not about the strategy. It's nothing. It's every extra phase. Boss gets, 30 fucking million extra stats. Good luck with that. So it's simply a competition to see who has better characters and who has invested more time or more money, or both, right? That's it. Let's do this boss for a little bit. We're gonna be leaving auto unless we get some parts to break. EH already has her 4 magazines, which is pretty fast, honestly. The only thing I dislike about EH is that if you are not getting her with the extra max ammo for the bullets on her burst, you could be getting a lot more bullets, which will increase her damage a lot, right? But the investment or the rocks required, considering half anniversary is pretty close, I just don't think I can recommend people to actually go and invest into that. But hey, it is what it is. This Modernia is pretty nice. I hope the next Solo Raid we're getting, which I assume will be Wind Week, is also pretty chill and it's nothing crazy. Let's break the wings here. There you go. I also would like if at some point we actually get union range where you can pick the boss. They can leave the mechanics. They can do it like this, where the boss doesn't do any damage, even if you are ignoring most of the mechanics, or like union raid. On union raid, bosses do nothing, right? Like, let's not pretend union raid bosses are doing like any actual damage. They're just there as dummies, nothing else. You can skip the mechanics, at least in level 1, level 2. You can skip most of the mechanics depending on your level, on your account. I wish union range was also like that, where you can just pick a boss and chill to test on proper compositions, because the union range at the moment is just a really, really bad test. And I know. I keep doing it myself too, alright? Oh, let me see if I have enough time to break this. Surely we do. Oh, that's cap. That's actually cap. Okay, we're good. What you mean I didn't break it in time, bro? This fucking boss. But yeah, union range would be super nice if you could actually pick what boss you want to be testing on. Other than that, you guys feel free to do your post-tag in here whenever the QTs come up. I'm too much of a boomer to do in post-tag. Anytime I go into Twitch, you know, and I'm just lurking into channels and I see people like every 2 seconds doing this, I'm like, bro, I'm too old for this, literally. I am too old for this. I'll remain using my boomer teams and my simple team compositions with healers, right? Once again, 3-minute fight on what we could consider a normal raid boss, right? Modernia 5.4, not an amazing score. You could increase a lot if you were to use Liberaglio because of the obvious synergy with your SBS. Now, but this is not bad. Like I said earlier, this is not the bad character. We're talking about a unit that is doing 790 mil, Little Mermaid 1.3, Nayuta 1.1, SBS 1.5. And yes, obviously, right, oh, actually, let me put it at the same size as the others. Obviously, compared to those units, it's not a lot. But we're also comparing it with the best units in the game. Like, if you go to Wind, literally, all of those characters are T0, T1, right? You're comparing with the best characters in the game. I think she's not bad. I might, big word, move her up in the tier list after the solo raid and union raid. I want to see if people use her in tower. I want to see where she's used on union raid and solo raid, and then I'll decide. Because at the moment, a T4 unit, I'm gonna be honest, she's better than Sakura. She's better than Sakura. Even if there are no parts, her burst still carries her enough to have more damage than Sakura. And my Sakura is +5 gear, 4 elemental as well. She's better than Mana, but Mana is providing a lot of utility, right? Between the buff, the heal, the revive, emergency revive, etc. So, that said, that is on Modernia. I also was doing, like I was saying earlier, Union Raid hard mode. Same team composition, just changing the second DPS. This is not the best reflection or what all of these characters could achieve, because it's not a great team composition for a lot of them, right? But still, it's a nice showcase. So E.H was doing 5.1 versus 5.2 versus 5.9, pretty decent, right? Then Liberaglio, obviously 8.6, also making SBS doing 2 extra billion. These two will never be separated. The only way we separate Liberaglio from SBS is if we get a better SBS. So Liberaglio can actually buff that character, but they will never be separated. Now, this is a really bad team for Asuka, okay? This is not a great team for Asuka at all, so 4.8. Let's not pretend E.H is better than Asuka, she is not, okay? But still, a pretty nice damage on E.H, taking advantage of the parts and being able to do that. By the way, when I was doing hard mode, I was doing it on full auto. I didn't even bother breaking any of the parts from Material Age. I was just getting shot. So she barely was getting those magazines and those scraps while I was doing it here on the Union Raid, right? Here, Material Age, I was just doing it on full auto, nothing else. So she was not even getting all of the magazines, but still, her burst carries enough. Then I was checking on Mana, 2.7, like I was saying earlier. Mana will make SBS do more damage if she can buff her, because it depends if someone else is stealing that buff. As you can see, 6.3, 6.2, 6. So it depends who is stealing the buff. And then lastly, I was checking Sakura, which Sakura is the closest comparison we'll have to E.H, in the sense that both are pure selfish DPSs. And from 5.8 into my also invested MLD, right? 342k combat power, 2.6. It's a huge difference. It's half her damage. Now, once again, this is not the best team composition for them, okay? Let's not pretend this is gonna be your team 1 on almost any situation with Sakura, Mana, or even with Asuka. All of them will go into a team 2 with different compositions, right? And say for E.H, she's not gonna be a team 1 character. But still, it's a great indicator. Her damage ceiling, even without the parts and even without anything, is better than most characters in T4. If we go into B3, into here, T4, B3 characters, she's better than most of the units here. Right? Like, let's not pretend her damage ceiling is Emilia, K, Phantom. All of these characters are worse than E.H. But at the moment, it's super complicated to slot her into any team or to even properly take advantage of her kit. So, once again, I'll wait a little bit, see how the next raids are playing out, and if there is a need, we will be moving her up into the 3 category. T3 and T4 are one of those categories that is really hard to be like, okay, where do you put the specific units? Because they're so similar in damage and utility, and most of them don't really have that much usage regardless, right? That said though, that's basically everything for this video. Just wanted to be showcasing a little bit of E.H and her potential damage if you get good lines, and if you want to invest in her and she's your waifu. She does look fantastic, I like her, she has a really good ass, honestly. I thought it was gonna be worse, but that's a nice ass, a T1 ass. Enough ranting, enough jumping, we're live every single day. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool data rates, and I'll see you on the next one.